And we are here live. Sorry, guys, we're a little late to the commentary booth as Ethan Torn gets to. But we're here broadcasting your Kensal Junior Varsity Huskies
Junior varsity.
against Monmouth. I am here with the one and the only Joseph Paglia. Joey, say hi to the folks.
Hello, everybody. How we doing? Had to come up from LA. Tough loss to the Celtics last night, but you know, on the road to Worcester on Friday. You know, the varsity team are getting buzzing. So in the meantime, having fun commentating the JV game, supporting the boys.
Fun fact about Joseph Paglia. He's actually a prospect for the Los Angeles Lakers, and he had a tough loss last night. Joe, can you please tell us about that Lakers game last night?
Tough loss. We had a lead late, but LeBron James kept demanding the ball, kept chucking off some dumb threes, and I think his legacy was hurt last night. If you watch the film, that white guy,
Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves, that was me actually.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't give me the ball, and it was really frustrating. And moving forward, it's just I think I'm gonna keep my talents here with the Kensal Huskies because I don't know if I can. I think I'd rather play with Amon Sani or Artem Vorobyev from Zaporizhzhia than LeBron James, the kid from Akron.
Obviously, you got to have memory of a goldfish with those games, but
Correct.
You guys are still out of a playoff spot. Is there, I know it's early in the season, but is there any big nervous going on in that Lakers locker room right now?
No, there's not, because LeBron James, the kid from Akron, has assured us that he is activating playoff mode relatively shortly, and right now he's just trying to conserve his body, make sure he can play with Bronny. So he's trying to keep himself rested for his 2024 season with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Awesome. And I just want to tell a quick little story about Joey. He tells me that every day he wakes up at 6:30 and he looks at a picture of the Lakers logo in his room, and he says, and instead of going out for a jog, lifting weights, or going to the gym, he looks at that picture and just says, "Chasing greatness." Chasing greatness.
That's correct.
Chasing greatness. He said it. He once told me that he did it 1,081 times. He hit 1,000, and apparently he just had to go for that last hit. He wanted to signify Kobe Bryant.
Correct.
So, fun facts about Joseph Paglia there. As Trevor Buck is gonna get called for the foul here. And Joey, what did you like there from that Kensal Huskies defense?
Yeah, I think Trevor Buck getting a little chippy there, but once you're reaching in there trying to get the steal, reminds me of when I picked up 2 early fouls against Gould on was that yesterday, 2 days ago?
Yeah.
No, it was 2 days ago. So we wanted to see Trevor Buck keeping it clean there, playing defense with his hands.
That's going to be an out of bounds. Ball from Monmouth. Seems like some players on Monmouth getting frustrated right in front of us, but, NBA season is still in full swing, and we are just as excited as anyone. And, Joey, what are some early takes that you have for this upcoming NBA season?
Some early takes for this upcoming NBA season is that I actually predicted that Sacramento Kings would be a respectable NBA franchise.
The B team. You got to respect the B team.
Correct. And people were clowning me on there saying, why would you trade Tyrese Halliburton? But, I really think Domantas Sabonis has delivered, bringing a small market to fruition.
Absolutely.
And
as Monmouth is called to travel, Norris Andrews is going to check into the game, substituting, I believe, Jonah Jenkins out. And Kensal is going to have to show off their press break with Frank inbounding the ball. He finds it to Buck. Here's Trevor Buck. He's got to get it across the court. And he just successfully does. Good dribbling there. Reminds me a little of Kyrie Irving right there from the Brooklyn Nets, but not like current Brooklyn Nets Kyrie Irving, more like Celtics Kyrie Irving.
Correct,
you know what I mean?
Correct.
Like
Celtics Kyrie Irving, maybe Cavs Kyrie Irving, back earlier before he kind of went off the deep end there.
Number 14 got drove there, got no foul. He was very frustrated. As number 3 is going to get a put back layup to make the score 14-9, and this ain't the NBA, but if I'm the Los Angeles Lakers and I'm a 14-9, I'm panicking. Right? Because, we've seen the Lakers blow leads, as we saw them blow a lead last night. We've seen them blow leads to the Oklahoma City Thunder. We've seen them blow leads to multiple teams. Joey, what is the mentality that you have to have if you're the Los Angeles Lakers with this lead?
Look, I think if you're Los Angeles Lakers, not only do you have to play like you're down 5, even though you're up 5, you have to play like you're down 15, because you always need your foot on the gas, because obviously they have shown that they cannot hold the lead for the life of them, almost as much as Anthony Davis cannot stay on the court for the life of him.
Yeah.
As he has earned the nickname Anthony Data Davis, or Anthony Street Clothes Davis.
Fun fact, there's actually a video live on Twitter right now that Anthony Davis playing NBA 2K, and he's himself, and he gets injured as number 4 for Monmouth is going to execute a perfect press break for them. And that's a very interesting video because it's realistic, right? Anthony
Correct.
Davis, if you're the Lakers and you're trying to go to the championship, you need to have Anthony Davis for this playoff run.
Correct.
Right?
And I would agree. And, it's a hot take, but I'd say that Anthony Davis has been the Lakers' best player ever since he arrived in the City of Angels. It's just LeBron James doesn't bring, as we have number 10, that's Ethan Pern bringing up the other court.
Ethan Pern, clapping about out of bounds. He had a wide open layup, He doesn't have that speed to get around the guy. But
yeah, but he's a young player. He'll develop
he's a young player. He's a freshman, Let's see. And I've heard that the rumors are that Kent Hill has great development,
Correct.
Unlike the Lakers, because the Lakers don't have many good prospects right now, but Kent Hill, they do have some prospects. We got Will Precourt, number 3 right there, who's on the court, along with Walker Dumas. They are both sophomores, along with Ethan Pern. And on the court now comes Gladstone and Danny, and subbing them off. And off the court will be Frank and Ethan Pern.
Correct, and you got to look at your coaching staff too, because as we know, they're the most important part of developing players, and that's why the Lakers can't develop anybody, because Luke Walton just couldn't do the trick. And as you see, all their prospects went to the teams like New Orleans Pelicans, and they flourished. Yeah. But if we get back on topic here,
Will Precourt,
James Beliveau actually is a really good coach at developing young talent. And fun fact, I actually walked his dogs earlier today, and he offered me to buy me a sandwich, and I refused because I wasn't hungry.
What type of sandwich was it?
It was any sandwich of my choice from the student center.
Interesting.
And I'm actually really scared of the workers.
Oh. Fun fact, Walker Dumas does a great drive down the baseline.
Fight for the rebound.
North Andrews is fighting for the rebound. Someone's got to call timeout. It's going to be a jump ball. That's going to be staying with the Huskies here.
Yep, that's a unique knapsack rule there where they kind of rotate which way the jump balls go. It kind of ruins the point of a jump ball, in my opinion, but
you think that they should just jump it at the center court?
Correct.
I do agree. I think that would be more exciting for the fans and for all the spectators. As Danny Vasquez is going to have the ball in the corner, he's going to try to go baseline. Finds Norris Andrews. His shot. Bang!
That's wet there by Norris Andrews. It's a quick stroke. Really good find there by Danny Vasquez. That was the highlight of the play there.
And number 3 is going to step out of bounds, not have the balance there. And speaking about balance, we should talk about the balance of some of the players that the Lakers with last night, like Austin Reeves, Kendrick Nunn, Patrick Beverly. Even these guys' balance is so good. I was watching Austin Reeves last night come baseline against the defender. I think it was Marcus Smart, the best defender in the National Basketball Association, and his balance is impeccable. So balance is very important in the game of basketball.
It is very important.
As that pass is going to be deflected out of bounds by number 5 from Monmouth.
And people might call me crazy for this, but one of the guys that I've actually seen with the best balance is Daniel Gafford, center for the Washington Wizards. And he'd be really good in the Lakers, in my opinion.
I do agree. I think that the Lakers are really missing. Like, they already have Thomas Bryant, but, they need more center depth. Like, and Daniel Gafford brings high energy and intensity. I'm a Wizards fan myself. And Danny Vasquez misses a layup there. Walker Dumas, he misses the layup. Rebounded by Andrews. He misses the layup. That's what I was saying, that Daniel Gafford adds good energy and rebounding to the Washington Wizards. I feel like that he could be a key asset to the Los Angeles Lakers as well.
I
think
agree.
That's a great take.
I agree with that statement. I think that Miles Turner would be a really good asset to the Lakers. So I just don't know if they have the assets to give it up.
Yeah.
Once again, that brings you back to their lack of development of young players. They can't develop anyone young, and they don't have anybody to trade.
Yeah.
So who are you going to get?
Yeah, as number 3 is going to pass it down into number 40 for the high post. Number 4, he thought about the 3. To number 30, and that ball's out of bounds. And if you're the Los Angeles Lakers, do you think that it was Frank Vogel's fault for your poor performance? Do you think it's the roster that he was given?
I would say it's Frank Vogel's fault, but he was actually fired 3 months ago.
Yeah, but do you think last season was? Because we've seen the Lakers continue on a downward trend.
Correct.
As Will Precourt is going to give it to Norris Andrews for 3.
For 3.
And his 3 is no good, but easy rebound and layup by Walker Dumas to get the Huskies too.
Yep, good rebounding there, unlike the Los Angeles Lakers in the last 2 minutes of yesterday's 13-point lead.
But as we were saying, though, like, do you think that it was Frank Vogel's fault of bad coaching, even though the Lakers are looking like they're in the same position as last year?
I think Frank Vogel is a scapegoat, to be completely honest.
I agree. I completely agree.
I think when you fire a coach and the same thing's happening, right, it's you can't blame the coach, right? And that naturally raised the question, who is to blame? And the only common denominator across the 5 years in L.A. is the kid from Akron, LeBron James.
Chasing greatness.
Wait, is this
game over?
Or it looks like number 4 is shooting a technical foul free throw as he is trying to get double digits for his team.
Is that
looking
the line?
like Isaiah Thomas with that number.
Yeah. And he does not convert the free throw. Looking like Ben Simmons against the Atlanta Hawks in Game 5 there with that free throw shooting. Perhaps he can take notes from Trae Young.
Correct.
We're going to step aside here for the third. And we'll see you back here for the third quarter. And we have returned back. Welcome back, guys. We have returned back to the broadcast of your Kent Hill Huskies against Monmouth. And I just gotta say that the Lakers honestly really disappointed me last night, Jody. They were up late with 3 minutes to go, and they still lost. I was just very disappointed about their performance last night. I don't know about you.
Look, I was just so disappointed last night with the performance. I was actually sitting on my couch, actually going to town on some cheese balls watching the game last night, and I didn't study for any of my midterms, any of that stuff.
I mean, the Lakers are a priority.
The
obviously.
Lakers take priority naturally, but I was so emotionally invested as Ethan Pern misses the three that I stayed up. I probably failed my calculus midterm today, and I probably am going to get rejected from all my colleges now because I didn't want to study because of the Lakers game.
Yeah,
and,
but hear me out, right? If you tell a college that you didn't succeed on a test because of the Lakers game, they'll understand that.
Correct.
So I feel like that's like the influence that the Los Angeles Lakers have to the game of basketball,
exactly.
and on the youth as well,
yeah,
as you just said.
Not just the National Basketball Association, but the youth in general.
Yeah, number 4 takes it out of the court. But anyways,
and Isaiah Thomas for three.
Yeah,
Bang!
he hits a three, and he shushes Ben Perney. We got a fight going on, looking like Patrick Beverly Westbrook. And number 4 with another steal. And that's another shot.
It's another shot,
but
another air
Can we
ball.
possibly have another Damian Lillard versus Russell Westbrook fiasco, like in Game 3 of the...
Game 3 of the...
the playoffs.
That was the first round in the 2019
first round
playoffs.
in the playoffs.
That fun fact actually ended with a shot on Paul George that not many people know was actually really good defense and a bad shot, mind you.
Yeah, it was a very lucky, but Damian Lillard has been one of the clutchest people of all time, and
Correct.
I'm going to be honest with you, Joey. The Lakers right now could be using someone clutch like Damian Lillard. You have to agree with me on that. Who are you giving the ball to in clutch time? LeBron is washed. AD is always injured. Russell Westbrook has returned to form since coming off the bench, but still, who are you giving the ball to as number 14 is fouled? But
Correct.
Joey, who are you giving the ball to if you're the Los Angeles Lakers in clutch time?
Well, I'm certainly not giving the ball to number 4 on Monmouth after that last shot, but you said Russell Westbrook is back to form since coming off the bench.
Yeah, absolutely.
I gotta say, I just saw a stat from StatMuse on Twitter that Russell Westbrook's three-point percentage is 19.4% since Thanksgiving. So I would argue that he is not back to form. In fact.
I stand corrected, but the way he's been playing, he's been averaging a lot of points recently. As number 4 tries to draw a foul there.
And
Walker Dumas, he's gonna make the shot. He has been playing better though. I feel like he's taken like a minor leap from last year. As number 4 is going to take it up. So, back to my question. Are you giving the ball to Austin Reeves? Are you giving the ball to Kendrick Nunn? Who are you giving the ball to if you're the Los Angeles Lakers as Will Precourt gets the steal?
Correct. I would give the ball to, I would say Kendrick Nunn as Ethan Pern, that's why he's playing the shooting guard according to James Beliveau. Mental mistakes like that. Speaking of mental mistakes, Kendrick Nunn, when he was getting up from his couch a couple of years ago, bumped his knee on the coffee table and got a bone bruise that kept him out for a full season of NBA basketball. So we gotta wonder, can we give the ball to someone that can't even get off his own couch without bumping his knee?
Personally, I would not. I would not give that guy a lot of contract. I would not allow that guy on my National Basketball Association team.
Correct. And one trade that I gotta say, Bradley Beal to the Los Angeles Lakers in exchange for Russell Westbrook.
I don't think that that's going to be a good trade as number 1 on Monmouth is going to get fouled, but Bradley Beal, who wants to take on that contract?
May I just add that number 1 shoes look like they came from Bikini Bottom?
Yes, I agree. But Joey, I think you pick up a great topic. But if you're the Los Angeles Lakers, as number 4 is going to be inning out of ball number 3 for Monmouth, if you're Los Angeles Lakers, what moves are you looking to make at the trade deadline? What moves as number 4 takes it? There's down Ethan Pern, but what moves if you're Los Angeles Lakers are you going to be willing to make?
Well, the thing is, you're kind of handcuffed by the salary cap, and the National Basketball Association, Adam Silver has been doing a really great job managing that enterprise, but they've really been cracking down on those big market teams, taking advantage of the salary cap.
The first free throw was good by number 4 from Monmouth. He gets off some of his teammates.
So for that reason, you don't have much flexibility to move players around unless you want to trade one of your key assets. which, you got to wonder who wants to take on LeBron's contract unless you're the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I don't think that they could trade LeBron, though.
Injury prone.
Russell Westbrook is washed. He's washed.
So who are you trading?
So is your biggest asset Austin Reeves right now?
Correct.
Austin Reeves have shown promise, but, what are you going to get for him? A second and a third? Jordan Jenkins does a heave to Norris Andrews, and he travels. So anyway, is your biggest asset right now Austin Reeves? Is it Patrick Beverley who shows offensive energy from the bench? Who's your biggest asset of your Lakers right now?
Well, I would say that Patrick Beverley just, he doesn't have much trade value because, he's the type of guy who has that dog in him, for a contender.
Absolutely.
But, what are the Milwaukee Bucks going to give up Patrick Beverley? Not much.
I mean, I feel that they can get some good defensive presence, right? They can get a mini enforcer right there. And it's going to be an offensive foul on number 14 from Monmouth. As Walker Jumos is going to draw that call, and the Huskies got to press break.
But then again, you got to realize any of the teams that Patrick Beverley would make an impact on, those contenders, are also handcuffed by the salary cap.
That is true, but that's what happens when you're making a playoff push. Could you see, the Lakers and the Celtics doing a trade?
I could not see the Lakers and Celtics making a trade, to be completely honest with you, just for the reason that the Celtics are currently sitting in the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. As you see Daniel Vasquez going to the hoop, and he's going to shoot 2 free throws.
That's a great drive there. And number 3 can I get the charge?
Yes. I would say that, if you're the Celtics and you see the Lakers blow a 13-point lead to you, you're not going to want anybody from that team.
Absolutely.
You're not going to want anyone from that team.
If anything, that shows me that, hear me out, NBA basketball players, they need to be they need to show some adversity. As Daniel Vasquez missed the first free throw, and if you're blowing a 13-point lead,
really
that
good
shows
high five
that.
There by Walker. Really good high five.
Absolutely. And if you come back from a 13-point deficit with that amount of time, that shows that your team has been through a lot of adversity.
Correct.
And that shows that your team can get through that adversity. As Daniel Vasquez is going to get the ball.
Correct. To have the strength to go through things like that.
The mental fortitude.
The mental fortitude. Your team has to go through a lot of adversity, right? And there's some adversity right now for Monmouth, as we're waiting for the second free throw from Daniel Vasquez.
Daniel Vasquez is getting a lot more time to think about it. Gladstone needs to get his earrings taken out.
You got to wonder if this is similar to an effect of icing the kicker in the National Football League.
But this is not football. This is basketball.
This is basketball.
Right. We're focused on National Basketball
Association. We are focused on basketball.
And obviously Maystat JV. As Daniel Vasquez misses the second one.
And a huge rebound by Norris Andrews.
Draws a jump ball, but it's going to be Monmouth ball.
It is going to be Monmouth ball, but that's, again, our knapsack rule where it's just kind of a roll of the dice. Just like it was a roll of the dice when the Boston Celtics won the 2017 NBA Draft Lottery, which gave them the first pick.
I think the Lakers could use that first pick as well.
They could have. They actually got the second pick in the NBA Draft. They selected Lonzo Ball.
Do you think that championship by LeBron is a legit ring? I mean, hear me out. I think it's a legit ring, but I think that it will always have an asterisk on it, as I was in the Mickey Mouse bubble.
Correct.
Right? Because we saw, that's going to be a travel there. Number 3 for Monmouth. Is the score's going to remain 20-14?
Yeah, but I would say that it still is a ring in the form that it is circular and it is made of metal. Yeah. However, it is more of those rings you get at Disneyland with Mickey Mouse on the top of it.
Absolutely.
That's why we call it the Mickey Mouse ring.
I do not think that, because, I can, as Gladstone hits a 3! Gladstone hits a great 3. I consider me and you as part of the NBA community.
I would consider as part of
I would consider us part of the basketball NBA community.
Presence on NBA Twitter.
Me and my 120 followers have a great presence, but I do not feel like that us as the NBA community in basketball will ever validate that ring. I don't.
I don't think it does. I mean, as we all know, nothing matters.
Here's Trevor Buck.
If a loser living in his parents' basement on Twitter does not also validate that ring. So I think if you're LeBron, you can't sleep at night. Because of two random guys on Twitter. Random guys on Twitter that hate on it.
Validate your ring, and I honestly know that we're not the only 2 people that validate that ring. I've read all the comments on the Los Angeles Lakers fan pages. They do not validate.
For example, LaMickey, LaFraud, LaBubble ring. And
liar, as we know that LeBron is a historic liar. And I just got to ask why. What is he lying about?
Correct.
He did not predict Kobe Bryant's 81-point game.
Correct.
He did
Fun
not.
Fact, LeBron James actually lied about knowing the entire Godfather trilogy, which, fun fact, and me coming from Italian descent, I'm a very big fan of that movie. And LeBron James couldn't name one quote from that movie.
Did you also know that LeBron James also lied about reading Malcolm X's biography? Malcolm X is a very big and influential character, and LeBron James had his biography in hand as that's a great layup there by Monmouth to cut the lead to 5, but he could not name a single thing, and he was on page 1. And another thing they lied about was knowing the lyrics of Pop Smoke's song.
Correct, Pop Smoke's song. And he also lied about the Migos, rest in peace to the late rapper Takeoff,
Damn.
that he actually predicted that he was actually listening to them in 2012, even though they weren't even a thing until the year 2013. So either LeBron James is a time traveler or he is a pathological liar.
Good shot there by Will Precourt at the other end of the floor, but he is immediately called for foul. There are going to be a lot of substitutions made for the Huskies.
Correct, and we have number 23, Trevor Buck, coming into the game. See who he's taking out. He's giving some support over to Will Precourt, one of the captains. Or sorry, he's not one of the captains. He's one of the senior leaders of this team.
As senior leaders as a sophomore.
Remember,
folks, this is a JV team, so you call the seniors the sophomores.
Exactly. Like when you're not a freshman, you're kind of an upperclassman.
Yeah. And speaking about like the seniors of a team, we need to talk about the veteran leadership of the Lakers and how lackadaisical it has been recently.
Correct.
Right? Like that 13-point lead of the Celtics, that's the veterans right there.
Correct.
That's when LeBron, Ross, and all these other veteran guys like Trevor Ariza and all of these other assets that the Lakers have, that's when they need to say, guys, hey, let's clamp it down and let's get the win. Where were they?
I can't answer where they were. No, nobody knows where they were. They disappeared more than LeBron James did in the 2012 NBA Finals when he left because of muscle soreness because the arena was too hot. As we have Frank inbounding it over to Walker Dumas,
the
over to
Huskies are looking at it, and Trevor Buck does a baseball pass to Ethan Pern, his three-pointer. That misses.
Good.
And here's Gladstone over to Frank. Frank travels, but doesn't get caught. And his layup is good.
Frank has been compared to Robert Williams.
Frank has a very good take there, right there,
and
to get us 2 points.
Actually, that Al Horford took his number from Frank and not vice versa.
Now here's number 2 from Monmouth. Now working with goggles. Can we see a little of a Joel Embiid, or do you think that he just needs to see?
I think he needs to see. I mean, if you're looking at him, he looks like he's going snorkeling right now. And
Ethan Pern with a push there on number 31 from Monmouth. Ethan Pern, fun fact, is actually doesn't know what the NBA is, so that's interesting. As we get back to the NBA, and I just need to ask you, what is going on in the city of Washington? What is going on with that dumpster fire?
I think that every single Washington Wizards fan needed to rethink their entire fanhood after they gave a Supermax contract to the undersized shooting guard Bradley Beal. Might I add, who cannot play defense?
Yeah, I completely
or
agree.
pass the ball.
I completely agree with you, as I am a Wizards fan, and the only 6'3" shooting guard.
Condolences.
The only 6'3" shooting guard you can build an NBA team around is Steph Curry.
And he's not even 6 foot.
But Bradley Beal is not Steph Curry, right? You cannot do that. You cannot be giving out these nice charges to players you can't build a team around.
I think Bradley Beal is a good asset. He's a solid asset. He's a nice four.
But he's not
on a championship team.
$251 million.
He's not $251 million.
Who
he is? He is Tyrese Maxey good.
Yeah, he's not like you don't build a team around him. John Wall, you build a team around. Bradley Beal's a role player.
He's a nice role player to make things easier for the star. Just like I make things easier for Amon Sani for the Kent Hill Huskies. You're not going to build a team around me.
It's ridiculous that Bradley Beal has a Supermax. It's ridiculous. And I also think that it's ridiculous that LeBron James has his also nearly max contract. LeBron James does not need financial compensation for being a Los Angeles Lakers. He should be taking less money.
He should take notes from Tom Brady.
Absolutely, he takes less money every
time. We can build a winning team. And I think that LeBron's legacy will be looked down at for that. That he would never put his personal gain down.
He was, as it's stolen by Monmouth in the middle. 31's going to go all the way. He's going to miss the layup. Rebounded by 14. His pass out to 31. To 5. To 33.
Number 2. Open 3. Over to 31.
31.
His
three-pointer. That's off the further rim. Rebounded by Bosch.
Down Bosch. Back out to
Allen.
Number 2's name is also Allen.
Number 31. Number 31. He's a great player. Good handles right here. Reminds me a lot of a young Austin Reeves right now in the Lakers.
Oh, what a pass.
Speaking about...
Number 5. He's out there at Damian Lillard range.
Here's 14.
14
outside. Bosch to Allen for 3. Off the three-pointer.
Rebound Bosch. Out of bounds.
And it's going to be
San Antonio Spurs ball with 4 seconds left.
And LeBron James is not going to win his, second ring?
That would be his second ring.
And the San Antonio Spurs are going to win it.
Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, and
Tim Duncan. And Kawhi Leonard, actually.
That I believe was that before Kawhi Leonard's time? I think it was.
I don't know. Regardless, though, San Antonio Spurs are going to win this NBA championship. As
we
it's
have
a turnover by Will Precourt in number 3.
We have a steal inside by Chris Bosch. And a foul
and
there.
a jump ball. And it's going to be
on Matt Bonner.
It's going to be jump ball. It's going to be Monmouth ball, and their coach is going to call a timeout. And we're going to see you guys after the timeout.
See you guys. A quick little score update for the no.
We have a score update for the Kent Hill Junior Varsity basketball game, as it's going to be 27-18. As the Los Angeles Lakers are going to need to find something to turn their season around, folks. Like I'm not a Lakers fan myself, but I do follow them with some intent. I follow them on Twitter. I follow them, on Instagram. I'm on their also social media pages. Shout out Lake Show Yo on Twitter.
Shout out Lake Show Yo on Twitter.
And they need to turn something around, as Roger Dumas is called for the foul there.
One trade asset that I've seen floating around is them bringing back Kyle Kuzma to the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, Kyle Kuzma was selected with the 17th pick in the 2018 NBA draft. 2017 NBA draft.
Became an NBA championship with the Los Angeles Lakers.
He does have a championship with the Los Angeles Lakers. He was a key contributor on that 2020 team.
The bubble team, the ring that we were talking
Correct.
about, that's a Mickey Mouse ring.
And I just had to float the question. If you were a basketball player, like if you're Austin Reeves like me, would you rather have that ring
it's a
here
good three-pointer there.
Three by number 14, or would you rather have a ring pop? Because a Mickey Mouse ring can't do much for you, but a ring pop is a tasty treat.
As that's going to be the third quarter there by your Kent Hill Huskies, as they lead Monmouth 27-21.
Yeah, we're sure going to have a nail biter down the stretch here. We'll see if Monmouth can get something going here in the fourth. And we'll be back for the fourth quarter. Here with Kent Hill basketball. Here's Jonah Jenkins in the corner. His three-pointer off the front of the rim. Big rebound there by Norris Andrews. He gets tied up, and we have a jump ball. We'll see which way this one goes. And it's going to be Monmouth ball going the other way. And if you're James Belleville, I don't think you're very happy with that call. As it's all in the ref's hands as to who gets the basketball. Here we have a 2-2-1 full court press here for the Huskies to see how this pays off. Good defense there by Walker. Ford taking up the court, giving up an intercept by Norris Andrews. That full court press working out really well for the Huskies. Here's Daniel Vasquez, his three-pointer. That one's long. Jonah Jenkins with the save. Here's Ethan Pern. Stolen by number 3, coming up the other way, and looks like a foul was drawn. They're going to call a block on Daniel Vasquez. 4. Over to number 1. Number 1 inside to 32. Rebound brought down by North Andrews, and Andrews going to the save. I'm not sure it was even off the Huskies, but coming the other way, we have number 4, his scoop layup, just off the mark here.
Good rebound there.
Rebound there. Once again, squirts out to Monmouth, and number 4 puts it in, and he puts it in.
And his taunts are now him and Ethan Pern, as here's Danny. Tries to launch shot with noise. Intercepted by number 1.
Number 1.
Interception there. It looked like Shy Glizzy's Alexander last year. No, Baisley. That's that Thunder Lakers game. I know you know what game I'm talking about.
I know the exact game you're talking
about. The Lakers were up by 22 as one is called for the block, but Baisley intercepted the dunk.
Breaking news.
What?
Breaking news from Twitter. Chris B. Haynes has tweeted that the Lakers have inquired about trading for Kyle Kuzma. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
Wow.
That'd be a big move in the National Basketball Association.
I honestly think that will shake up the Western Conference.
I think it would too. Kyle Kuzma is putting up 20 points per game for the Los Angeles Lakers this year. The Washington Wizards. I beg your pardon.
But can we say that he's playing like that because he doesn't have the pressure of dealing with the Lakers fans and LeBron James? Because we've seen players, because let's be honest, as a Wizards fan, I'm a Wizards fan myself, right? We have no expectations. No expectations. Just show up, play, and then leave.
Have a good time.
Right? Make your money and then leave, right?
Yep.
Bradley Beal has stifled our franchise for the next 5 years, regardless. So if you're anyone else on the Wizards, just have a good time, as Jordan Jenkins is called for the foul there. So Kyle Kuzma has nothing really to play for.
Kyle Kuzma doesn't have anything to play for. When you're playing next to a shot-shucking guard that doesn't pass the ball, what are you playing for? What are you playing for?
And here's Jordan James with the first free throw. It's no good. And so I feel like that Kyle Kuzma really struggled his last year with the Los Angeles Lakers, and I feel like that.
He did too. And I gotta say, I would really like to think that he would bring some years. Here's Jordan Jenkins' second free throw, that high-arcing free throw just off the mark. That one's long. I will say that I think that he was a better player before LeBron James. A beautiful play there.
Yeah.
It's going to go in Monmouth's ball.
Yeah.
Because LeBron James, the greatest myth that it's told about his legacy is that he makes players better around him.
Yeah.
In reality, he turns everybody into spot-up shooters.
Yeah.
And Kyle Kuzma was no exception, and he couldn't fit with that role.
Let's look at Jordan Clarkson, right, on the Cleveland Cavaliers with LeBron James when LeBron had his second stint in Cleveland, right? He was horrific, Jordan Clarkson.
He was out of the rotation.
And now he's on the Jazz as Danny makes it 2, and now Jordan Clarkson is one of the 6th best player of the year. He won 6th man of the year on the Utah Jazz, and he has excelled on that program.
You got guys like Larry Nance Jr., who's a really good role player now. You got guys like,
others, right?
Others.
Yeah,
Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, Lonzo Ball. There you go. You played with him.
Brandon Ingram, lighting it up in the Western
Absolutely.
Conference.
So, it takes a special someone to play with such a caliber of LeBron James as number 4.
It's a D3-pointer by number 4.
And he's off. Number 32, and Danny are hustling for the rebound. And here's Gladstone out to Ethan Pern. And that's going to be intercepted by... And Jordan Jenkins is going to...
He's going to draw the foul.
Shoot, too. But anyways, we got an injury over there to the left.
Let's hope he's okay.
And I think the game's going to stop. We're going to step aside.
And he looks to be okay as he's walking to the bench. That's something you'll have to see. As you know, great care by Jake here, and really good athletic trainer.
Yeah, sources are telling me that, Jake, got a little story about Jake Kieran for you guys. I hurt my shoulder recently playing soccer game, and, it was an AC joint sprain. I was ruled out of my soccer game and ruled out for most of the soccer season. I did come back, and I was 5-0 loss against Hyde in the Mayside Championship. But, Mr. Here, he's been taking care of me, good physical therapy, and he's a really good guy. So, yeah, quick little story there about Jake Kieran.
I got to say, I have my own story about that. A few days ago, I was actually listed as questionable for our game against Gould. And he worked me through the protocol, and within no time, I was
Jonah Jenkins makes a free throw.
And upgraded to available.
Yeah. So, we love Jake Kieran here at Kent Sale. There he is, monitoring the Monmouth injured player closely, and, he's just such a great guy.
Hopefully Santa treats him well this year.
Yeah. Absolutely. There's no one else that deserves that. Walker Dumas is get into it with
Monmouth.
Monmouth.
With a jump ball. Let's see. Or they call it foul.
It's going to be a
We have
foul.
some bad language there.
And it's going to be a hold on Monmouth. The Huskies are going to need to execute this press break as Will Precourt comes onto the court now.
Will Precourt taking on Ethan Pern, brother of my class president.
Corey Pern.
Fun fact, I didn't know that until about an hour ago.
As number 1 with the steal, and that shot misses. As number 3, he got swatted, and 33 is going to reset it to 3. 3, out to number 1. You know, number 1 shoes really remind me of Stephen Curry's shoes in the 2017 finals, when every day he wore like a yellow type of shoe.
Right.
It's very polarizing when Stephen Curry wears that type of shoe because you notice it. Right, you notice the shoe, and I feel like that really helps Steph Curry's performance in those finals.
The thing is, though, if you're a guy like Ish Smith and you're wearing those shoes, you're going to get clowned on, right? You know, you guys are going to be like, well, who does this guy think
fun fact that Ish Smith has played for more teams in the National Basketball Association than anyone else. As a Husky, still lead by 7, and Jonah Jenkins is back at the free throw line. He makes the first one.
That high-arcing shot.
Yeah, Jonah Jenkins has an iconic shot that's super high-arcing as Trevor Buck's at the scores table.
Fun fact, Jonah Jenkins can actually dunk a volleyball, but not a full-size basketball. It's a lane violation. I think we're going to get a redo here in that second free throw.
No.
No, they call it on the Huskies.
As Frank and Trevor Buck are going to come into the game.
Daniel Vasquez calling out signals here.
As here's Monmouth with their press break. Shot by
Really
Precourt. And can number 4 save it? He can. But it's tight defense here by Will Precourt. Good crossover here by number 4. He's going to go all the way, and he gets fouled.
Yep, good foul there, and he's going to go to the line, look to cover it by, close the lead in by 6.
Here's number 4 to take 2 free throws.
Number 4 has undoubtedly been the best player on the court here for the Monmouth.
Here's the first free throw. Misses a little too strong.
Misses long, you know, back iron there.
Too many bicep curls before the game, you know, causes strength to be inflated and just misses the shot.
You got to say, though, I'd rather miss one long than miss the rim altogether.
Yeah, don't want to be airballing like Kendrick Nunn last night, actually, airballed. Last night, yeah, he was in the post, and he did an excellent post move, a good pivot, and he missed and he airballed the shot.
Without the finish.
Yeah, and here's Will Precourt taking the ball up the court. Now, being a press, lost handle of it, and it's going to be Monmouth ball. With the Huskies up 6. Now, here's number 4 going to take the ball up the court. Over to number 3. Here's 3 to 32. Good pass inside as it's blocked by Frank. Precourt rips out. It's going to be a jump ball as it's going to be a Huskies ball, and Precourt with an animated celebration there. I love that. And some of the animated celebrations, you know, that's very limited. You really limited see. You don't see very good celebrations in the National Basketball Association. I think it's a problem.
I think it's a problem, too.
I think that the referee this year, the NBA, needs to be a more little lackadaisical on calling the taunting and calling, like, the fouls. Like, because, hear me out, it's part of the game of basketball, right?
No, I agree.
As the Huskies are called for 10 seconds.
As a fan of the National Basketball Association, I'm not there to watch, you know, I'm not there to watch Tony Brothers make calls. I'm there to watch.
Yeah.
I'm there to watch LeBron James.
Yeah.
Have some really good celebrations here.
Yeah, like I understand that Scott Foster needs to have his master class and all, but that does that. Regardless, though, that does not mean that he should be calling fouls every time someone gets looked at. As number 4 hits a crucial 3-pointer to cut the lead in half with 4:11 to go.
Man, I gotta say that one leg sleeve really is killing it.
Jordan pull. Here's Frank coming up.
Oh!
And Frank with some great handles beats Gladstone. And Gladstone makes the layup. Great handles there by Frank. Looking like Kyrie Irving on the Cleveland Cavaliers there. I say, Frank was looking like Kyrie Irving on the Cleveland Cavaliers. And here's number 4 now, over number 5.
Really good basketball. Brian Smith is smiling about his future players.
And here's Precourt looking for Trevor Buck. That pass is too strong. And he successfully saves it. And here's Trevor Buck talking to the fans. And it's going to be, I believe, a timeout here called by the Huskies or Monmouth. I can't tell whose. But that was an incredible play there by Frank. Some great handles demonstrated there by Frank, really putting in the work there, looking like an NBA player.
Right, Frank there really looking like an NBA player, showing off that skill set. You know, good interior presence there. He could be used in the Los Angeles Lakers. I
completely agree. I mean, but who do you sub out if you're Darwin Ham? Who do you sub out?
If you're Darwin Ham and you're looking to sub out a guy for Frank, then I'm arguing taking out LeBron James, to be honest.
LeBron James, the kid from Akron chasing greatness?
I think that as much as he is a kid from Akron and he is in fact chasing greatness and trying to pass Kareem, he doesn't bring quite the effort on the defensive end that Frank does. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that LeBron James just doesn't deserve playing time over Frank. As Walker back into the game, and so is Jonah Jenkins.
And it's going to be an inbounds there as Frank takes a seat after that great play as well as Trevor Buck.
See, I just got to give a shout out to James Belbo, who gave his starters a second to blow to so now they're going to be fully energized to finish this game.
Jonah Jenkins to Precourt. Here's Will Precourt. That's to Jonah Jenkins. History! That's off the mark. And Dumas going to come down with the rebound, and he has to retreat. And now here's Ethan Pern against number 4 for Monmouth. These two have been going at it the entire game. As Ford needs to get it across the court. And good poke there by Pern. And no 10 seconds. As it's going to be stepped in down to number 32. 32 is going to hit it back out to 31. Good perimeter spacing there. As 32 is going to try a circus layup. You know, that layup looked a lot like Stephen Curry there. As Precourt needs some help. He's going to find Walker Dumas, but Precourt's going to get fouled by 31. And that layup looked a lot like Stephen Curry's layup. You know, like we've all seen Stephen Curry's one routine where he takes threes from the banister. We've all seen his hook layups. And
yes, we have.
And you think that number 31, I believe, practices that as much as Steph Curry?
I think he does practice as much as Steph Curry, but I really don't like thinking about this as a Celtics fan.
Do you think that number 31, if he were to do a one-on-one competition with Steph Curry with the scoop layup, do you think that he would beat him?
You know, I think it'd be close, but I think in the end, Steph Curry would pull it out just because he has that extra experience.
I also feel like that Steph Curry has been through, has more life experience. Absolutely, I completely agree. Steph Curry has been through a lot more adversity than number 31.
Just look at the 2016 NBA Finals. I don't think number 31 has ever blown a 3-1 lead to the kid from Akron.
And then immediately come back and win a Finals MVP in 2021. That is some real adversity.
That is some real adversity that he's been through. I don't think the number 31 has been there.
As Monmouth lays off from the press. It scores 33-27.
Yeah, that press really gets you tired.
That seems to be an issue with the clock, as we're going to have an out of bounds here for Danny, and he's going to probably just throw it to Will.
Daniel Vasquez here. Got a great head of hair.
Oh, yeah. Me and Joey have a great view of it right now. And we also had a great view of the Los Angeles Lakers game last night, and you know, it was very interesting seeing the Lakers actually pull up there. As we know that the Boston Celtics are one of the best teams in the league, and to see the Lakers in that position to actually win the game. They beat the Milwaukee Bucks, but they couldn't beat the Lakers. Were you surprised there at the end?
You know, I was. And we've been talking a lot about how the Lakers blew a 13-point lead in the last 4 minutes. But the Lakers also came back from a 20-point third-quarter deficit. And, you know, that shows some real adversity they show. They show
Absolutely.
some real fight.
As that was going to be a 4-point game after the lip of Monmouth. And I honestly think, and now it's a long pass to Ethan Pern. He's going to get chased down. He's going to save it, but he throws it right to 31. And now Ford's going to give it to 32. It's a 2-on-1 here, and 3's going to finish. Blocked by Danny!
By Danny Vasquez!
And that's going to be out to 31. His foot was on the line. This is a 2-pointer. That's no good. It's going to be a foul. Things are getting a little rough and chippy here. And it's going to be under the hoop, and the refs need to get control of this game. As we're seeing a similar situation, which we recently saw in the NBA with Isaiah Stewart and LeBron James last year, when Isaiah Stewart and LeBron James had a full fist fight. And we're going to have 3, I believe, to shoot 2 free throws. Makes the first. And now it is a 2-point game. No. It's going to be a 3-point game. Free throws are good, and it's going to be hustled there by Dumas. It's going to be out of bounds. Huskies ball. With 1:50 remaining and up by 3. And we got ourselves a nail-biter, folks. And we got a timeout, and we'll see you guys after the timeout. We are back. Daniel Vasquez is going to need to inbound the ball here to break the press. And speaking about the press, I have never seen, really, it's really rare that in the National Basketball Association we see a press, as Jordan Jake is going to make a layup right there. And do you think that Darwin Ham has a good press break in his bag in case the Lakers need to take one out? As it's a steal by Daniel Vasquez, and he's going to look to take it all the way here. He does, not successfully, but Walker Dumas rebounds to Daniel Vasquez.
I got to say that in the National Basketball Association, you need every ounce of gas in the tank that you have. And a press, it can get you a few quick buckets. And, in a late game situation, it does work well. But it's just not sustainable because it takes a lot of energy out of you.
Yeah.
And it's just, so for that reason, I think Darwin Ham has one in his back pocket. But I can't imagine they practice it too much.
Absolutely, especially a team for the Lakers, would be practicing on spacing, ball movement, perimeter defense, transition defense.
Spreading the floor around LeBron James.
Absolutely, and I don't think that the press break really utilizes that so much, as it's going to be blocked by Jonah Jenkins, rebounded by Danny, and Danny's going to get fouled there by 30. Give me a second, folks. It's going to be a one-on-one for Danny, and he's going to go to the stripe as we've seen before. And recently, we've seen Anthony Davis against the Philadelphia 76ers for the Los Angeles Lakers. We've seen Anthony Davis miss some free throws in order to ice the game. Can you tell us about that, please?
We have, and he's been playing really good basketball from the field, but if you can't finish at the stripe, then it's just like...
Then you should not be in the National Basketball Association. I'm sorry, but you just should not be in that position.
You should not be in that
position. How are you going to... It's like Ben Simmons. How are you going to give...
How are you going to miss a wide-open layup, or not even hit the layup?
It's a free shot. You should be practicing it every single day, 1,000 times a day if you're in the NBA, and you're missing it. How are you missing it?
That's just one of life's biggest questions, man. And
Anthony Davis gets paid so much money, yet he's missing free throws. If I am a Lakers fan, I'm being very disappointed because that was a good comeback freaking attempt there by the Lakers. As number 4 is going to take it all the way and get 2 points for Monmouth. Set up the press right there. As Will Precourt's going to need to inbound the ball, and he's going to call wise timeout there called by Will Precourt. But if you're the Lakers and you're looking at that Philadelphia 76ers game going like, dang it, we should have won this game. We could have made the free throws. We could have iced this game. We practice free throws so many times every single day, and we still can't capitalize. What are you thinking? As a coach in the locker room after that game, what are you telling your players?
Man, I'm like, come on, guys. Like, are you kidding me? Because you play such a good game in basketball. You do all these
come
hard
back.
things.
Come back.
Come back, and it's just like, the one fundamental thing you learn when you're in middle school. Shoot free throws, and you can't do it. It's just you got to knock those down,
How many free throws do you think these National Basketball Association players have been taking in their entire life, including growing up in adolescence? I got to say at least over 5,000.
Oh, I would say more than that. I'd say over 10,000. I mean, it's cool to miss one once in a while.
Yeah,
right?
But to
ice
the game,
ice the game. Correct.
You're playing as one of the premier teams in the National Basketball Association. And you can't ice the game against them.
It shouldn't happen nearly as much as it does. Things are gonna happen, right? But it happens way too much. We see it every night in the National Basketball Association. It's inexcusable.
Yeah, but my issue is that they're doing it to ice the game as.
Oh yeah, I completely agree.
As the ball's gonna be back in play, as Dumas is gonna receive the ball. And he had Precourt long, but he misses as Danny Vasquez is going to take the ball. He's going to take up the court. He's going to find Pern.
Really good pass there.
Pern's going to go all the way.
And he gets blocked, but the ball's going to stay with Kent Hill.
Pern got swatted there like a little like Anthony Davis actually with his rim protection. Anthony Davis has one of the best rim protections in the league. Who do you think has better rim protection, Anthony Davis or Rudy Gobert as Danny Vasquez is inbound the ball?
I actually think Rudy Gobert does. However, I just don't think he's a very versatile defender. I mean, you can't
go on the perimeter. You can't go on the perimeter.
I mean, I would say that he's the best interior defender besides maybe Robert Williams. But, oh no, this is through the legs. Backcourt violation.
Back to what you said about Robert Williams and being a perimeter defender.
Yeah, and he can switch on the perimeter, and Rudy Gobert just can't get the job done in that aspect.
I agree. He doesn't have that good footwork. I think that you need to work on the ladders and the hurdles. Yeah.
Yep.
And here's 14 for the three-pointer. And that's no good. Rebounded by Danny Vasquez. He's going to take the ball off the court now. Danny's going to find Will Precourt in the middle. Precourt's going to need to hold it with 22 seconds left to go. This is a very similar situation to the Lakers game last night against the Celtics.
Very similar.
As the Los Angeles Lakers had a chance to ice the game, and they blew it. They were up late, and they blew it. This is like the 76ers game against the Lakers. They were up, and they blew it. Still, the 76ers did win in overtime. The Los Angeles Lakers did not beat the Boston Celtics in overtime as The Los Angeles Lakers did not score 1 point in OT in that Philadelphia 76ers game. And Will Precourt needs to hit the second free throw to make it a 2-possession game.
Yeah, and if you're Will Precourt here, you're really nervous. You know, you watched the Los Angeles Lakers game last night. You stayed up late, didn't study for your exams, and
you need to hit
you
this.
gotta make these free throws.
You made one of them, making it a 2-possession game. That is huge, sparing any fouls. As Monmouth is going to inbound the ball, and now here's number 4 coming off. Doesn't need a 3, but can only get a quick 2. As there's fantastic defense by Danny Vasquez with 11 seconds left, and this is still a game. As we've seen some crazy things in the National Basketball Association. As it's inbounded number 3 to number 4, his 3-pointer. That's no
Just
good.
off the rim.
And now Jonah Jenkins is going to hit it out of bounds. It's going to stay with Monmouth with 6.9 seconds. Nice.
Gonna need a quick bucket here, though.
So do you do a quick foul? What do you do here?
You know, I would do a quick foul if it's a 1-and-1. If it's not a 1-and-1, then you give them the opportunity to miss a free throw intentionally.
Now here's 33. He shoots a 2. That's no good. 33 gets his own rebound with 2 seconds remaining. That's a 14. His 2-pointer. That's good. And the game expires. And your Kent Hill Huskies, unlike the Los Angeles Lakers, have beaten the Monmouth. And it's
have beaten the Monmouth team.
Yeah, we apologize for not knowing the Monmouth mascot. Sorry, guys.
Correct. And here we have the handshake line, good sportsmanship, unlike the Los Angeles Lakers last night, as they just stormed off the court.
You know, I've been seeing that a lot from LeBron James recently, just not shaking hands, and I'm disgusted by this.
I'm disgusted too.
I understand that you care a lot. I understand that you're chasing greatness, chasing Kareem. But you can still show some class at the end of the game.
Exactly. You can still show some sportsmanship. And we see some great sportsmanship here as the Huskies run into the locker room, and LeBron James can't even shake his own teammates' hands.
Yeah. And neither can Anthony Davis or Russell Westbrook as they're shaking the referee's hand at the bottom left corner. I don't know if you guys can see that or not.
Man, this is a really wholesome moment as the referee on the right actually looks like Shams Charania.
I agree. Thank you, guys. My name is Evan Slonick.
My name is Joseph Pack.
And we will see you guys next time here on The Hill.